Miss Grove's favorite pond has 478 gallons of water in it. It's steadily decreasing by 2% each year. Okay, so in this example, we have a calculation of gallons of water, and then we are told that it is steadily decreasing by 2% every year. That is the giveaway of our like 2 units. Our units for X and Y are gallons and years. So those are the 2 things being represented, like my input and output, gallons of water and years that have passed. So now that I know kind of what my options are, one of those is going to depend on the other. Is the number of gallons in the pond, is that going to depend on how many years have passed, or the other way around? And it is gallons of water depending on how many years have passed, since we're saying it's decreasing by 2% every year. So if the gallons depends and the input is an independent, that would make years my independent variable or my input. Now with years, which is a measurement of time, much like all other measurements, it is going to be something that's continuous. Now, since I am dealing with something that involves decreasing by a percentage, remember when you're calculating percentages, what are you doing? You're converting it to a decimal, and then you are multiplying. So if you are dealing with a pattern where you're repeatedly multiplying by a value over and over, we have seen that represented by geometric patterns. And in functions, geometric patterns look like exponential functions. All right, since it is representing years, I already know that my variable, which I've selected as x, is going to be, since I know that it is continuous, I already know that my variable is going to be a subset of the real numbers. Remember, when it is continuous, like this question as well as the second one, those are the ones that have real numbers as the set, which they are a part of. So it is an element of the real numbers. And because it is representing time, although real numbers can be everything, time can't be negative. I can't go back in time. So I do need for my x values to be greater than, or they could be equal to 0, and that would work. So remember, that little piece of it is actually my inequality notation. I need for my input value to be something either equal to 0 or larger. And then if you imagine that being on the number line, negative infinity is over here, infinity is over here, 0 is in the middle. I'm saying I can have a value at 0 and anything larger than that. So if I'm describing this subset of the number line, I would be describing numbers between 0 and infinity. I can't include infinity, so I use a parentheses because infinity is not an actual number or value included in the domain. However, 0 is a filled-in circle. There is like a dot there. I do know how many gallons were in the pond at 0 years from now. It's 478 gallons. And so since there is a value right there, I am including the 0. So you use the square brackets for that.